First attack.
Thank you for a call. I'm Kate-san. I'm hobbyist game developer slash VTuber. And I can't believe I messed up my own intro. Anyways, so, we are Minecrafting today. I haven't fully decided on what we're doing today. I have a couple of ideas and I mostly wanted to kind of discuss things. What are you talking about? I thought you liked getting pinned. I mean, what?
My name is Thomas Light. I am the researcher who
I mean, anyways. Drop in and get loaded in. Haven't seen third tier on yet. Don't know if they're actually going to be on today or not. If they do get on, I, obviously want to take them out doing some, adventuring. If they do hop on. But until then, I have some things to figure out. It's raining, though. Well, actually, I forgot. It's, like... No, yeah. That rain is still going to mess with, me trying to plan this. And that snow is going to absolutely destroy the bitrate. So I can't really talk about what I wanted to talk about just yet. But I did want to go up here and figure some things out. I'm trying to see what kind of space we have. Oh, you know what? I could use this space. So, again, I can't really talk about it until the rain lets up because I need to kind of, like, go outside to kind of show off. We've been talking about how I wanted to go ahead and expand out my train station to have 2 platforms instead of just the 1. And I actually designed, in fact, actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to the single-player world so I can show this off, because I'm actually pretty proud of how this came out. I worked on this last week-ish, way into the wee hours of the night, which I really shouldn't be doing. And it's taking a while to load. I can't believe I'm getting lag loading a single-player game. Yeah, so this is kind of the design that I was coming up with. I believe the way I wanted it to be set up is that this is supposed to be... Also, I can get rid of these now. This is supposed to be the side of the train station that is facing the Catatronic Industries HQ. In all of its glory. I do still need to get around. Even if I don't end up doing this design, I do want to at least get those extra roof awnings in place before the season ends for sure. The kind of idea that I had here is now, in the center, we've got boards for the east side and the west side. And the idea is going to be that we have a platform right over here. I did actually... I'll have to find it. I betcha if I look at... Yes, okay. Let's teleport over here. I believe we left off... last time that I was streaming this, I left off trying to figure out how platforms work. And thankfully enough, platforms work even better than what I was thinking. So, the platform part of it only shows the part of it that the game is unsure of. So if I actually do... Here we see Pig East, because this was the pig station because there were pigs over here. And then, like, that's chicken station because there are chickens over there. And there's cow station because there were cows over there. It was, you know... I was very quickly trying to figure out what to name that. And when whatever falls into this capturing group, which is funny because this is supposed to be not a capturing group. When I looked at Ponder's implementation of, this is called Glob, I believe, where it's kind of a simplified version of regex type deal. And then whatever is in that asterisk is what gets set as the platform ID. So that's actually really convenient for that. So with that in mind, I was able to set up a multi-platform station here, and it works very good. Why does this train not have bogies? What happened to this train's bogies? What happened to all of the train's bogies? All of the trains are missing their bogies. Why? What is going on there? Oh well. Doesn't matter for now. For now, teleport back here. I've unfortunately teleported on top of the roof. That was a stupid idea. This would, of course, be platform 1, and then platform 2 being over here. Now, this isn't actually finished. I mostly just roughed out the shell of what this would look like. And I'm actually really happy with how this is coming out. So now the idea should be that you actually pull into here and then look at both of these boards to find out which platform you need to go on. And then you would go up to that platform to catch the train. So far, this design so far has been working out. I have, of course, had to redesign the refueling system quite a bit. This is now much different from how it was before, but is still, generally speaking, doing a lot of the same stuff. We're conveniently using an angled chute here. I did check to make sure that this would kind of work, even with, So we're going to be putting a fan underneath this, and apparently when there is this sort of diagonal in a chute, and you use an upwards fan, the chute items do actually prioritize going into the diagonal rather than coming out at this stop. So that's fine. It's not the most maneuverable thing in the world. I would probably need like an elytra to kind of crawl into these crawl spaces, because there is no space for it. There is no space for it. And then getting up into here. And so that, you'll notice that there was a little shaft that ran all the way through here, and that's so that we could actually just reuse that shaft on this side. Also, that shaft also runs these display boards, so it's very convenient. There's a very convenient kind of run for that shaft, and so these boards can be powered. You don't even notice where they're getting power from. It's very fantastic. And I've discovered the Black Hanging Canvas sign actually does look really nice right alongside create display boards. So we'll also be using those. And then, yeah, you can set text on a display board, and then as long as you don't, like, right-click on it with an empty hand, it will not erase it, even if it doesn't have power. So you can use that in order to set these signs up. They're basically just large signs to be able to say, like, this is the west side platform 1, this is east side platform 1. So again, the idea would be, like, I want to go east, and I want to go to the stronghold. Actually, no, that would be Olivia's base. I want to go east, I want to go to Olivia's base. You'd look up here, and then you'd find one that's in TB, and then whenever it finally gives you a platform for a TB line, then you'd go like, oh, it's platform 1. Okay, so I go platform 1 east, and then you go up the escalator, and then boom, platform 1 east. That is the idea. That's the basic concept. And then I am adding a display board at the end of each of these. These are specifically just going to show what the current train status is. It'll show the first line will be whatever is the current train sitting there, what the train's next stop is going to be, and then the next line will be how long it has until it departs, likely, because it's probably just going to be train schedule status, which is usually, because we are only using scheduled delays, it will be departs in 30 seconds to 15 to 5. So I believe 30 seconds is default. And then I did configure all of these lights and then triple checked using the haunted bell to make sure that this is no longer a spawnable space by peppering it with the yellow brass cage lamps. Actually, there might still be a spot or two here that might need it, but no, because I think I put in these lights at the ends of these little platforms specifically to fix that. The thing I have inside of here is sort of a extra maintenance area. I might put like another door back here somewhere that quote-unquote staff could access. And I probably won't leave this entirely uncovered. I might want to put in some other flooring of some type. However, part of me wanted to reuse this design for Season 2 to do mail stuff back here. The idea is going to be that, like, this is the, westbound Platform 1 train line here. It's going to pull into this station, right? Now, there are some wackiness with how mail systems work. And so there will be a secondary station that is used for mail. Specifically, the way that's going to end up working is that we're going to have a smaller mail train is going to pull in. So on this side, we're going this way. It is a we're right-handed train tracks system here. So as such, if we are going to be reusing this design for mail, which may or may not, depends really, then we're actually going to have the mail train stop right here. And then it'll deliver its mail, and then that can be sent wherever the fuck I want it to be sent. Possibly just have it, shunt right down, and then shunt over to the office of wherever. Wow, this single-player world is being very buggy. It's like creepypasta create pieces there for a second there. Yeah, and then everything else here is basically operating the same way, just with a little bit of a smarter system. So we've got the threshold switch back behind there. And so this time around, we actually have a smarter system where the andesite belt funnel here is actually the thing that's getting locked by the threshold switch, whereas before, I think the way that we were planning it before was that the chest supplying the portable storage interface, that was the thing that was getting locked by the threshold switch. However, that leads to whenever the train is out of the station, the threshold switch will read 0, which will say, oh, I need to provide fuel. Which is not what we want it to do. So, I've devised this simple solution. It actually locks the andesite belt funnel going into the portable storage interface, rather than the one coming out of the chest. And basically, the way that works is, when there is no train pulled into the station, the belt funnel will be unlocked. However, because the portable storage interface is not connected to any valid storage, the andesite belt funnel will naturally reject the items anyways. that's going to be actually a lot smarter of a system than what is currently running in the CatGirlCraft server. And then, you know, once the train does connect, the threshold switch reads the state of the train, says the train has enough coal, and then stops the inside belt funnel from running. Yeah, thank you, Purple Farcon. How you doing? So that's the general concept behind that part of the system. And then, yeah, and then we get power from down there, same way that we did it before. And then we send that power down that way, and that powers the display boards for the central display. Which I'll show that off again, because I do think the way the central display came out looks real nice. Obviously, ignore the halfway done second platform. But if we're just looking at this, this looks great. This looks nice and proper. I like it a lot. So I do really want to set this up, but also at the same time, there are some problems with trying to figure that out. So let's go over the issues again by going back to the multiplayer world, and hopefully the rain will be gone in the multiplayer world so that I don't get my bitrate exploded. And even if it's still raining, we can sleep and get rid of it. Okay. So, here is Platform 1. And the idea would be to put Platform 2 here. There's a couple of problems with that. If we actually even look at our journey map here, let's turn off our claims. And if we just, you know, took this little space here, it's a little bit more than one chunk. It might even be like a total of 2 chunks almost. And then we move it up. That's clobbering a lot. In fact, that clobbers the entire steam engine slash volcano here. That clobbers this entire thing. Hang on. It clobbers the entire thing here. Which I have to remember how to do the parkour to get up. There's a way to parkour this. Haha. I'm curious because I was noticing that the map was telling me that there's like copper trap doors and stuff on top. Oh, actually, that might just be the iron farm. Hey, that clobbers the iron farm entirely. We'd have to move it. It also clobbers, again, the steam engine that is inside of here. You'd be so rich in parkour civilization. That's a decent jump. That's like a partial Neo. That's not even a full Neo. That's just me making a... that's a 2-block... 2-to-1 slope. Diagonal, single block jump. Oh, 2-block jump. I forgot. You can only jump 1 block anyways in Minecraft. With a wall here. So that's like a half Neo, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there's ever been that kind of jump in Parkour Civilization that was ever, like, annotated or put into... Like, it was never... I don't think there was a jump like that in a build battle... Or, sorry, in a parkour battle, or as part of the parkour payment. I don't remember anything like that. But anyways, we would have to clobber the entire iron farm, and we would have to clobber the entire steam engine. Now, there is a possibility. Now, this is still bugged. I'm really tired of this, too. Here's the thing. Jimmy up here. I'm a little worried about Jimmy. Because Create's already a little wonky. Like, again, just making Jimmy here required us to change the contraption limit in Create to 4096. Now, I was thinking, if we are going to need to clobber that steam engine, that's going to shut off power to basically this entire side of the system, right? I do believe the entirety of Jimmy's tool shack is powered off of this steam engine. Basically, the steam engine that's in HQ is powering everything in HQ. And then also a couple of extra things. I think the pipeline, the XP pipeline to HQ might be powered on HQ power. I don't know for certain, though. So, in order to actually get rid of this, we need to do two things. Number one, we need to figure out whether or not we're using all 147 SU on this boiler, which is difficult to do because it's fucking bugged and it's giving me the wrong numbers. This has been a recurring issue, and I haven't been able to figure out what's causing that to be broken off the top of my head. But for example, if I just go ahead, come over here. Again, I can't. I was going to say, like, oh, sometimes what helps, what, like, fixes it is, you know, completely shutting down and restarting this entire stress network has fixed it in the past. However, I'm a little worried about Jimmy. That's the main problem. Getting Jimmy spinning, you know, involved 149k per each of the 9 drivers? What do you mean? It's 147 for all 9 drivers. Each one being like 16k. No, like the steam engine itself is only reading 147, but for some reason, the network is giving a weird number. Because it's giving like a decimal, which is not correct at all. Yeah, no. Even if that were true, then we would be seeing, you know, upwards of 1 million, which it's obviously not. I will say, if Jimmy does perish, we have schematics, I believe. Jimmy itself was a schematic. It's just that printing Jimmy out will take quite a long time. Now, I have been considering going ahead and pushing the big button of that. I have been considering it. And I might do it. Changing the schematic cannon to its maximum speed. And if Jimmy does break, then we'll probably just end up doing that. Actually, wait a minute. No, hang on. I might be a little bit stupid. I might be stupid. Hold on. I might be stupid. Or I might be a genius. Or I might be... I am currently stupid, but previously a genius. I could be. Except for the fact that I don't think I can... I don't think I actually made a spot for me to get under here. No. I think I need to access the Jimmy crawl spaces. Which I don't remember where those are. Or if I can access them from here. I think I have to access them from the bottom floor to access the crawl spaces. I have to go up here. Oh wait, no, I don't go up here. I go over here. I'm hearing zombies again. That's mildly concerning. That might actually just be in a nearby cave. That's just in a nearby cave. I'm not that worried about that. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do this. Alright. I have to use this in order to access kind of the other side of here, because I believe if I want to get up to Jimmy controls, it's gotta be up this way. Nice. I remembered it correctly. And I need to go find the rotation bearing that Jimmy is on. That's the input, so I just need... There it is, I see it. It is a little bit of a maze because this is following the contours of the room below. I see I'm going to have to do that. It's currently set to always place when stopped. How about only place when anchor destroyed? So I was not smart in the previous part, so that means I am now smarter than I was before. We set the mechanical bearing to only place when anchor destroyed, and that way, if we do end up messing things up, then that should be okay. You can actually come out this way. Oh, I forgot to put that block back. Hang on. Okay. Guys put Jimmy on their own water wheel. You're right. And that's what I was considering doing. And that could be what we do, but also at the same time, if we just set him up to, if we just set him to only place when anchor destroyed, then that kind of just solves the initial issue of whether or not we'll break Jimmy by, temporarily changing how the power is sent. But I do need to... hang on. Actually, jump down here again. Too lazy to use the elevator. And use the trapdoor here to get us under here again. I need to return that block that we stole. Here. Oh. Ooh, excuse me. I can fly back out here. Why did I take damage from that? Okay, so. we have assholes spawning. I don't see their captain. I don't see their captain. Let's, get my power armor out. And just go eviscerate them real quick, so that they don't bother us later. Yeah, where is your captain? Drop anything? No emeralds? No emeralds. What a ripoff. No emery dudes. Okay. With that settled, now, if I remember correctly, the train station is actually off of its own power. Everything in the train station is off of its own power. There's water wheels underneath here to move these belts. These boards are powered by the same power source as the refuelers, which are in and of themselves powered in a little cave located below each of these. Extra pepper can I for my stuff? Yeah. Alright, have a good night. Yeah, it's all powered off of stuff down here. Which should be a water wheel in here somewhere. Keyword should. Oh yeah, yeah, right, it's in here. It's down there. That's how that's set up. So that's, we don't have to worry about the train station. We mainly have to worry about everything that's basically on this side. The iron farm, once again, is going to get clobbered. Now, we could try and find a space for it in the Catatronics HQ. We could build it even bigger and better than ever. We could build an even bigger and better than ever iron farm. However, I don't see a good reason to. As it stands, are we still processing iron here, or have we actually fully filled up? I think we're actually finally too full of iron. Yep. I think we've officially filled the item vault with iron. I see. I think somebody else created this just to get a ridiculous amount of iron blocks out. Might have been Olivia. That's fine. So, here's the thing. We could rebuild the iron farm and make it quote-unquote bigger and better than ever. But also, why the fuck would we? Because, like, when the fuck are we going to get through 100,000 blocks of iron? 100,000, you know that's 900,000 iron ingots, right? I don't think we're ever getting through that. I don't think we're ever getting through that, and honestly, we could probably just move that somewhere else. Or potentially make its own building, that's just going to be like the iron storage. I think that's going to be what I end up doing. Just because, like, I could move it inside of HQ, but the problem is that it is a community resource, And I think if I end up putting it, like, I'd have to basically like bury it somewhere deep underground of Catatronic Industries. And I don't want people to have to navigate the labyrinthine interior of these HQ. Nobody has to play Half-Life 1 to be able to understand how to access the iron supply. Which is why I think it needs to be its own building. Which you could easily do. We could easily do that. You have to figure it out. Another problem I do need to address is this jank. The placement of the roundabout is going to pose a bit of a challenge when it comes to actually placing or navigating the second platform. It probably won't be that big of a problem, but it is still going to be considerable. I think we might end up just embracing the jank and letting it be as jank as it needs to be to actually function. Likely, it will just be a couple of really messy-looking S-bends, and we will just deal with it. Also, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna stop inside of the shack here. By the way, this shack needs to get clobbered. But, you know, we've been waiting. It's been a while, and we have a lot of storage to clobber through with the shack. Really, give me a second. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna BRB. I'm gonna clear pre-rolls. Gonna run some ads. Everybody take a stretch break. And all of that. BRB. I deeply apologize for that very long break. I had to go to the bathroom, and it was a dire situation, and I was fighting for my life. Why they call it a restroom, etc., etc. I apologize that I was away for that long. It looks like 13 minutes going by the pre-roll timer. It was not great. It was not great. Deeply uncomfortable. Anyways, so here's what we need to do. I need to actually get a better, more accurate reading on how much stress units we are taking up on this side of the base. Granted, a lot of it can be gotten rid of. This old version of the Krungler, we can potentially get rid of it. And/or we could try and set up a new public Krungler. As it stands, it's like, I don't need this myself because I use the ore processor that is a part of the HQ. I do recognize that there's probably some people out there still using the Krungler, potentially. I don't know. I think if somebody does come over here and I tear down the Krungler... Yeah, it's your purple freaking heck. How are you doing? How's the mining and crafting going?
Wave, how is the mining and crafting going?
Not as much of it has been happening as I wanted to because I took like a 13-minute bathroom break. But anyways, it's fine actually. I'm trying to do some planning. So I showed it off at the beginning of stream, but basically I wanted to create a second platform for my trains to go through because currently we're getting a lot of situations where there's one line sitting behind the other line because we have two train lines running through the singular platform. I want to set up a second station. However, in order to do that, it's going to clobber basically everything around here, which requires us to finally get rid of the old starter shack. And also, it requires me to move, first of all, the iron farm, which we're probably actually just going to get rid of the iron farm because, again, I don't think we're getting through 103,000 blocks of iron. That could potentially last us another, like... That could last us another, like, season and a half of iron consumption at the rate that that's usually going around here. Especially considering the fact that, like, a lot of things that are actually automated that are using iron, it'll generate its own iron. We have andesite alloy automation in the base, and that is generating its own iron from its own cobblestone farm. So we could potentially just clobber this entire thing, tear it down for parts, but I do still need to hang on to this iron. We will likely set up its own storage unit in a nice building that anybody can visit. But as it stands, so this is Skeleton Tower, this is Jimmy Labs. We have plenty of room over here to potentially do that, but of course we will need to clobber this entire thing, which also means we'd have to clobber the steam engine that is inside of here. And as I was kind of discussing before, it powers a bunch of things on this side, and the main concern, we can also get rid of this. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if part of the reason why we're getting this issue is because this rotation speed controller might be the culprit behind the problem. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, again. Because we send that rotation speed controller into another rotation speed controller to go from, 192 RPM is the ideal steam engine RPM, down to 4 RPM and then up to 256 RPM on this side, that might be the cause of some of the problems here, potentially. But I don't know for certain. In fact, actually, I'm curious. Oh, darn it, I broke some of mine. We also do need to get rid of this field. We are not using this field anymore for anything. If we put this here, that still says that much SU. It's still busted there. It's still busted here. Anyways, so, we don't have anything critical running off of this power, I believe. Again, and we did confirm, we went up to Jimmy, and then we set up the giant statue. We have set it to only place when anchor destroyed. It was actually on place at any angle, which it really should not have been at. And we have officially set it up such that it will not. And that way, we don't have to deal with what happens when 4,096 blocks are placed into the world at once. As a result of that statue ceasing to function. So we could just go ahead and turn this off, and we will not lose a whole lot. Again, the station powers itself, the HQ powers itself. I don't know off the top of my head what is powering the pipeline from Skeleton Base to HQ for XP. However, whichever one, it'll be fine. We will be losing some of the power to these buildings. The elevators are not going to work. And we have to just cross our fingers that the auto enchanter thing here isn't just going to instantly break. As it could. We can clobber this easily because we have our own bulk processor in base that is a lot better than that setup. It could potentially move a lot of these things. We don't actually have our own mixers at base, but we could definitely find a spot for it. And also, the main thing that I was trying to figure out earlier, precision mechanisms. We don't have currently a thing in base that does that. So I do want to set one of these up in base. And I think we are just going to do the standard layout of just item vault, 2 brass filters. Actually, this doesn't need to be a brass. This could be a andesite. I definitely wasted a brass there. And then all of this stuff. I don't know what this millstone is here for. What is this millstone here for? What are you doing here? I have no idea what this is doing here. Oh, also my network is lagging. What is wrong with my stream? Hold on, let me reset this. No, yeah, I'm definitely dropping a lot of frames. What is going on here? Have you guys been seeing lag on your end? Oh, that definitely looked like lag. What is going on with the bitrate? Where are we, shit? What is going on here? Why is this having issues? also, hang on, let me sleep real quick. In-game ping looks fine. I can't believe I wasn't noticing this before. This is really bad. Hold on. Stop in here real quick. Do some troubleshooting. I have a message here, actually. Hang on. Do I want to run a speed test right now whilst I'm using the internet? I'm gonna pause the stream for a bit and run some diagnostics real quick. I'm also going to try and put that over. Why does this keep selecting that? YouTube thinks the stream is healthy, but that does not look healthy on the traffic log. Hang on. Do this, and I'm going to pin message. I'm also going to pin this message for 20 minutes, yeah. And also put it in